Oh, hey, what a fucking train wreck that was. I forgot to connect my camera to the stream, so I went to start it and it was just black, hot ass mess. Anyways, if you're new here, hello, welcome to my makeup declutter. Today we're going to be doing my bronzers, contours, cream products, all the fun stuff. So contour palettes, a lot of, I would say more of like palette styles, but we also have a lot of individual bronzer as well. So if you guys are into declutters, you're on the right channel. You better subscribe because I think the highlighters are next. And I think that's going to be the big one is the highlighters because there is an obscene amount of them. And I feel like everybody loves that Glow Life. Veronica, Sarah, what's up, my britches? I see you guys all coming in. I'm sorry for the confusion. I forgot to connect my camera to the live chat. I'm going to jump right into this because I don't want people watching the playback being like, what the hell, get to the point, lady. So, again, if you guys like declutter videos, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. That's what tells YouTube that you guys are into these videos. Share them out on your platforms, your Instagram, Twitter, Snapchats, all that fun stuff. Whatever you guys like, share it out. That's what helps this channel and community grow. So let's keep it going. Jessica, what's up, girl? Hi, Kimberly. Hi, Anne-Marie. Or Anna-Marie. My bad. Okay, I'm going to start with my creams first because that's what I have the least amount of. And then we'll get into all the powders after the fact. Let me adjust my light just a titch because we're beaming as hell right now. Okay, that should be good. Let me adjust my focus. Here we go. First things up. I've never even used this, but I'm going to save this because I have every intention on using this for summertime. This is going to be the Too Faced Royal Oil Coconut Oil Body Bronzer. I feel like this is going to be a lot like the Sol de Janeiro, like those type of body bronzer type things. I have one of those upstairs, but I forgot to bring it down. I feel like this is very similar to that. I think this was out before that was. I love these products for like vacations, summertime, all that stuff. I just want to look like a bronze goddess. Come on. Sarah, I see you, girl, coming in with all the plugs. Thank you so much. She's my girl. She's tagging my Instagram. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, you should be. Get your shit together. Next one up is going to be the Milk Makeup. I just got this one, so this ain't going nowhere. This is the Baked Bronzer. This is the one you hear everybody and their mother talk about. This is going to be a matte bronzer formula, and I have the mini version. I don't know who the fuck I think I am lately. But I used to hate, I like meant to say because I used to hate mini products. And now I love them because I don't ever go through full-size products. So I'm like, why am I wasting money on these things? Especially when it's products I've never tried before. Hey, Britt from Detroit. Yes, Detroit. I've been really enjoying this, though, ever since I got it. It's definitely a bronzer versus like a contour. This is going to be the shade Baked. I think that's what I said already. I have like a crack in it, though, so that's kind of concerning. But it doesn't feel like a dry formula. But you can see it's very bronzer-esque. It's not contour. It's very warm tone. I like this, though, especially for being a cream formula. Oh, I see why it's breaking because I'm, like, shrinking it down too far, I think. I'm into this, though. I really like it. It's creamy. It feels a lot like, I'll actually mention this next one, too. It feels a lot like this Makeup Revolution, the Fast Base Stick Foundation. I mentioned this in my my foundation declutter, but this is going to be the shade F13. I use this, though, for a cream bronzer. It reminds me a lot of the, what do you call it? The baked milk makeup bronzer stick. Oh my God, that's like a mouthful right there. This one's going to be a little bit more, I would say, a little bit more red, I think, and it's a little bit darker. I want to see if they have like a contour shade in this because I love this formula for cream bronzer because it's so emollient. It blends out so easy. I like both of these a lot. So I'm going to keep both of these. I'm going to keep that Too Faced Royal Oil. I kind of like blazed through that really quick, but I'm going to keep that too. I'm probably going to keep a lot of bronzers, I think, just because I use a lot of them. Like I always switch up my bronzers, even though I have one like Holy Grail. There might be a couple I get rid of, but we'll see. So this one's definitely staying. I really love that for a cream bronzer, even though it's going to be technically a foundation. Just an example of how you could use different types of products for different types of things. Hit that like button, y'all. Sarah, you're like the best moderator on the face of the planet. You do the absolute most, and I live for it. Okay, next one. This ain't going nowhere. If you guys, okay, I'm going to shameless plug myself right now. If you have not seen my last video, it's the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Beauty Wands. Walk slowly because you might piss your pants when you watch it. These are stunning. This is going to be the contour wand. Oh my God. I'm telling you, like, not enough people have seen that video because of how fucking beautiful these products are from Charlotte Tilbury. I know they're expensive as fuck. They're spency. I know, but they're worth it. I'm telling you, there's nothing like them, at least that I found. They blend to perfection. Like, when you first see this on your face, you're going to be like, oh, damn. Like, look how it looks so intense, but it blends out. Like, look, it blends out so seamlessly. It's so beautiful. I recommend this for any skin tone, any skin type. They do have, I have the shade light medium. They have one more, like a medium to dark. I think anybody, though, could use either one. I mean, okay, let me rephrase this. I think any skin tone can use the one that's directed towards them. Like, I would say, like, light to medium would be able to use this. Like, fair to medium, we'll say that. Fair to medium, I think, would be able to use this one. And then, depending on how tan you are, tan to deep would have to use the one that's a little bit darker than this one. But it's so user-friendly. It's the fucking bomb.com. You hear everybody talk about this because it's amazeballs. Britt, did you see my second to last video? I forgot that. Oh, my God. And I was freaking out because it was dried out. Oh, my God. No, I don't get notifications for your videos, and I don't understand why. I've hit the bell like 8,000 times. By the way, if you don't have your notifications turned on, you know, just take a second, hit the bell. But Sarah, I never get yours, though, and I live for your videos. So if you guys aren't following Sarah Smiles Loves Makeup, go check her out because she's the bomb. I fucking love this, though. It's not going anywhere. Okay, we'll move on. This one, I'm going to declutter this one because it's old as hell, and it's very, very stiff. It's very dry. Like, this used to be so creamy. Like, it's tragic right now. I would still repurchase this, though, because it's such a good formula, and it's so easy to work with. It reminds me, too, a lot of, like, I would say, like, the Milk Makeup. This is going to be more like a deeper shade. This is what I would use for, like, summertime because it's deeper in tone. It'd probably look a little bit more flattering. But I'm not decluttering this because I don't like it. I'm decluttering it because it's old. So I'm going to put that one over here. Next one's going to be from Smashbox. This is the step-by-step contour stick in the shade Contour. I shouldn't say this because I've only used it a couple times. When I used it the last time, I was like just getting into the creams and liquids. So I need to try this again. I'm going to hang on to this for now. I was going to get rid of it, but I'm not going to. Because I remember it being like very difficult to blend out. But that just like this, it feels like that feels super creamy. So I'm going to keep this. I'm going to try this again. I need to reach for this like next time I do my makeup. And then if you buy this, I don't know if you can even buy this individually anymore. It does come with a sharpener, so don't throw out your box before you take the sharpener out. So I'm going to hang on to this. I'm glad I just swatched it because I almost just threw it out because I just remember it being a lot more difficult to work with. If I were to recommend any of them for contour, though, it'd be the Charlotte Tilbury because it's just so effortless and it's so easy to use. Next one's going to be the Bare Minerals Bare Pro Glow Bronzer in the shade Warmth. This is going to be like a liquid. I would say this kind of gears me towards like being a contour versus a bronzer. I don't know. It's like right in the middle mark, I think. It is a little bit more warm tone. I mean, Warmth is the name of it. You have to be careful with this one, though, because it does have like tiny, tiny like gold glitters in it. So if you don't like glitter on your face, you probably won't like this. Noah's asking, do you blend cream bronzer with a sponge or a brush? And if sponge, what's your favorite? I actually use brushes. I very rarely reach for sponges anymore. My favorite brush, oh my God, you guys have not heard me shut the fuck up about this brush. The Sephora 64. If you want like a go-to brush you could do your whole complexion with, this is the brush to get. I can make like cream bronzers and cream contours work with this, even though I personally like to have a more precise brush. I find myself reaching a lot for brushes like this for my cream contour. This is the Luxie 512. What the hell's the name of it? Oh, small contouring brush. I find myself reaching for these a lot, but I don't like to use sponges for contour just because I feel like I like a really precise application with my bronzer especially. I would probably use, I mean, my favorite sponge was the Real Techniques, like the face and body sponge, but I wouldn't want to use that for creams, like cream and liquid bronzers, you know, or even contours. I would use that just for complexion, oh my God, I'm like so tongue-tied today. I would use that only for my foundation. I use a brush. See, I'm the same way. I feel like a lot of people use a brush. I use both, to be honest, a brush first, and then, yes, I do that too, Susan. I go in with a brush first, and then I kind of marry everything together with a sponge, but I don't do that all the time. I always end up reaching for this brush, the Sephora 64. I'm telling you, girl, Brit's pimping the Sephora brush again. Just, first of all, look at how beautiful it is. Like, look at it. It's so good, and it was just on sale for $17. It's such a fucking bomb-ass brush. If you've been on my channel for a lengthy period of time, you know I don't shut the hell up about that brush, but that's when you know I highly recommend it. Anyways, let's get back to the Bare Minerals Bare Pro Glow. I use this very often. I do like this, too. I like how it's like a universal type of product, because even if I have, say, a foundation that's too light, I can put this, like a pump of this in there just to deepen it up a little bit. I feel like it has like a dual purpose, or like a multi-purpose. That's what I should say. I could use this on my body. Like, I really like that it has the pump. I just like the formula. The brush is badass. She got me hooked on it. See? I don't lie, girl. You know. You already know. See, the people that have purchased that brush off of my recommendation, they all have said that they love it too. So you're all welcome. I'm just saying. Anyways, back to this bronzer. I really do enjoy it. Would I purchase it again, though? No. I would just, okay, let me say this. If I was buying a contour, I would buy this one. Like, I can't believe I haven't run out of this yet because of how much I use it, but it's so bomb. Why do I have so many more bronzers than anything else in my collection? Oh my God. I'm like that with highlighters. Like, I'm like, why? Why do I have so many highlighters when they all like look the same? Anyways. We'll get back to Wet n Wild, the Mega Cushion Contour. I used this like one time. The packaging is trash. Like, Wet n Wild, I would happily pay more money for better packaging. I hate the packaging on this, but it's a good product. Like, I wish I would be okay with it, spending more money, like a couple dollars more to get good packaging. Because when I see crap packaging, or when I don't like using the packaging, it makes me not use it. You know what I mean? So it's like, I like this product, but I hated the packaging, and that's why I never reached for it. Because when I open my drawer, I kind of use like what like calls to me first? And that's what I reach for. And when I'll instantly look at this and be like, no, I don't want to deal with the packaging. You know what I mean? That's kind of like my mindset when I reach for my products. So that's going to be all of like my creams and liquids. Now I'll do my contour like palettes. First one's going to be Makeup Geek. I used to use the shit out of this, especially when I freelanced. This was so bomb for when I freelanced. Clearly, it's very loved. This is the shade Bad Habit. This is the one that I always reach for. I found that these are like the perfect freelance type of product. I'm going to declutter these just because I think they reformulated these when they did the rebrand. So that now they have the square pans, which I love the square pans. Like, this is why I love square pans, is because look at how disgusting this looks, you know? And I would always clean my stuff. And it's just, with the square pans, at least it looks a lot neater, at least in my opinion it does. But Bad Habit was the one that I would always use. I used all of these though, and they were bomb. They were so good for freelancing because it has like it has it by your skin tone, and then you could choose like if you want warm or cool tone. You know what I mean? Like, I felt like they just structured their brand so well, especially for freelance makeup artists. So I'm going to declutter these. And then this one over here is the Too Faced, like, it's like a Too Faced bronzer. I don't even know the exact name of it. The one that smells like chocolate. I'm going to get rid of that one as well, just because I don't ever reach for it. I just kind of threw it in here in hopes that I would use it, and I never did. I had the Wet n Wild Cushion Foundation, and the lid broke off the first day I bought it. Yeah, it's like their products are so good, and I know that's what it should be about. But it's like, even if it was like $1 or $2 extra, like, I'd be okay with it just because of how inexpensive Wet n Wild is. And like, you want the packaging to kind of go with how good the product is. At least that's how I am. just because I'm a packaging snob. Like, a lot of people probably don't give a shit about what the packaging looks like. I do. And that's just me and my humble opinion. Okay, next one's going to be the Tarte Park Ave Princess Contour Palette. I think this, like, look at this. It's stunning. Such a beautiful palette. Sorry if I just blinded you guys. I find these contour powders, though, I would never purchase this. I think, or no, I did. No, my mom got this one for me. Shit, so now I can't get rid of it because it has sentimental value and she never buys me makeup. So I'm going to keep this because I really like this enhanced shade, the banana shade. I like that for brightening up, like, my under eyes and stuff like that. I would never recommend this, though, if you were looking for a contour palette, just because I find like me, I can only use like 3 of the shades out of the 6. I wouldn't find this to be a good investment, you know, because this is like a $40 palette. I think a lot of people got this in Boxycharm. I remember doing a giveaway with one of these before. But it's like a good palette. It's just I try not to buy palettes anymore that I know that I can't use like everything, or at least a majority of it. Whereas with this one, it's like I feel like I'm not using a lot of it. And I don't really reach for it. I don't really like the formula. I think the formula is really difficult to blend out. But since my mommy got it for me, I'm going to save it. The packaging is stunning, though. Beautiful. But I would not recommend it. I used to lust over this palette for the longest time just because of how beautiful I thought it was. I just bought the Sephora 64 brush when it was on sale a couple weeks ago. Love it. Yes, bitch. See, you know. You know about that Sephora 64. You guys don't sleep on it. I'm telling you. Don't sleep on the Sephora 64 brush. Okay, next one. This palette's so fucking bomb, mommy. She watches my videos sometimes, so she'll love that. Okay, Kat Von D or KVD Vegan Beauty, whatever the fuck they're calling this brand now. This palette's fire, okay? This is the hands down best contour palette I've ever used. This was my second one. Like, I blew through a contour palette. Brittany Dakota, I have a back 64. I mean, I usually link it in my descriptions with my affiliate link, so let's get, okay, I keep getting sidetracked. Let's get back to this contour palette. This was the best contour palette I ever used. I always would use, like, I would use these 2 shades the most, and then this banana shade. I think I went through 3 of those banana shades, which is unheard of for me. I love this palette. I'm going to keep it because I love it, but can you still get this palette? I don't know why, but I feel like I haven't seen it in a hot minute. I don't know. I love the package. I love how they redid the packaging. I think it's really nice. It's a bomb-ass palette. However you feel about this brand, I mean, Kat Von D's not a part of it anymore. I'm not going to be purchasing until I'm, like, interested in something that they actually come out with that's innovative and unique, you know? But I really like how they changed up. Like, they listened to their consumers when it came to this. I secretly still use the Kat Von D palette. I mean, it is what it is. Like, it's only makeup. That's how I'm looking at everything now. But I really liked with this palette. It really was like they were listening to their consumers because people were, I feel like everybody was running out of this banana shade. They started selling these individually. They made the packaging so you could pop them out and replace them. Like, this was such a bomb-ass palette. I still would recommend this palette, even though I'm not a personal fan of Kat Von D anymore. But that's neither here nor there because, like Jen Loves Reviews always says, brands are not people. Brands are not people. So I'm just judging by the makeup. That was a really good palette, so I'm going to hang on to it. I don't really reach for it that often, but I'm going to keep it for a little bit longer and we'll see. This next one, this is another one I wanted for so long. Amanda says it is still available. Oh, I don't know why I feel like I haven't seen it, so that's good to know. This contour kit from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This was like the original contour palette, I feel. Anybody else feel differently? I feel like everybody and their mother talked about this palette. I'm not a fan. I honestly really only like this palette for the banana shade. I feel like that is the best part about it. Yes, Sephora still has it, and you can get the refills. Okay, that's good to know. I mean, if you're purchasing from this brand now, I would still highly recommend that contour palette if you're in the market for a contour palette. And if you feel like it would be worth your while, being that there's 6 shades in there, like if you would use a majority of the shades, I would recommend it, you know? With this one though, I wouldn't. I kind of like the fact that they have like contours and bronzers and highlighters. So this is like an all-around face palette. I just never really reached for it. Maybe I should start reaching for it. Because I'm telling you, I wanted this palette for years before I actually had purchased it. We'll save it for a little bit longer. I mean, it's powder, so it's not like it don't smell expired or nothing. So we'll hang on to that one too for a little bit longer, and we'll kind of see. We'll see where it goes. I'm not just going to declutter stuff to declutter it. Like, if I could see myself reaching for it again, I just need to actually make an effort to reach for it. Okay, next one's going to be the Tarte Pro Glow palette. I don't like this palette. How do you guys feel about this one? I feel like a lot of people used to talk about it and then it just kind of disappeared. I don't know. I just don't really like the formula. I think there's almost like too much it's not luminosity. There's like too much, maybe luminous. I don't know. I look at it. I don't really like I like the idea of the packaging, but I don't like the packaging. It's so weird. Like, this is just one. I'm just never like, oh, I want to reach for that. Like, I've tried using it and it's just not as flattering on my skin. I feel like the powders are very pigmented. I haven't even been swatching. I'm dropping the ball so hard for you guys tonight. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's just, it doesn't like knock my socks off. The powders aren't like creamy. They're kind of like textured feeling. I'm going to get rid of this one because I know I won't reach for this one. I got this in Boxycharm too, so it's not like a heartbreaker if I get rid of it. Yeah, this one we're going to pass on for now. Kelsey, I see you, girl. What's up, my girlfriend? Passing that one on. Let's move on. Oh, let's go to Nars. This duo is so fucking bomb. This is the Hot Sand and Laguna duo. Nars is so odd to me. Tarte had become subpar for me. Me too. That's exactly how I feel. It's like subpar. This, you look at it and you're like, okay, this ain't shit. Like, what the hell is this? I got this because Nicole from Young, Wild, and Polished would always rave about Nars Hot Sand. Like, she would not shut the hell up about it. So I bought this, and it's so good. Such a good formula. But Nars powders always get hard pan for me for some reason. I don't know why. I still use this, though. Like, I just kind of, like, mess with the powder a little bit. Like, when you swatch it, it doesn't seem like anything special, but it's such a nice contour because it's so buildable. So when you look at it, you're like, okay, this ain't shit. Like, what the hell? But I think the best part about this duo is that Hot Sand. It's going to be right down here. Hot Sand's such a good, like, champagne. I would say, like, a true champagne highlighter. This is bomb. I'm going to keep it. Oh, my God. I just never reach for it. Like, what the hell's wrong with me? I find myself not really, like, powder contouring too much up until, like, recently. So I'll probably start reaching for these more now that I do that again. I just wasn't doing it for a while. I think Nars powders melt into the skin good. Yeah, it's like, if you're the person that doesn't like very pigmented powders, I feel like you would really like the Nars powders because it's like they're so tough. So you could really build them up and build them up and build them up. It's very hard for me to go like ham or overboard when I use Nars powders because they're so buildable to me. Okay, this next one's going to be from Becca. This is the, what was this even called? The Shadow and Light Bronze Contour Perfector. I like this, but I only like it for contour. I like the fact that they say that this is a bronzer. No fucking way. Not for me, at least. This is so cool tone, but that's why I like it. I like the fact that I could use this, like this side I could use in the summertime. This side I could use in like fall, winter time. I love that because then I could use it all year. And then when I'm kind of in between, I can mix them together. I don't know if they sell this anymore. I need to know what the hell's going on with Becca because it seems like they're discontinuing all of their good stuff and it's devastating. And they need to stop it right now because they had such good products and I don't know what's going on. Same, except I love the Concealer Foundation. I think Teresa's dad is always raving about that foundation. I almost said concealer. I already read Sarah's. But this one I'm going to keep. I really like it. I don't know if you can get it anymore, so you guys might not see me use it a ton. But when I reach for a contour, I do really like this one. So I'm going to hang on to this one as well. Benefit Hoola Bronzer. You guys see that pan? This is another one I love for contouring. I don't know how people use it for bronzer only. I say that because I like a very warm tone, like orangey bronzer. I love that. This is not that for me, but this is such a good contour. And I love, where is it? My Nars Eita brush. This is like my favorite. I'm probably talking so loud in the microphone. The Nars Eita brush just fits perfectly in there. I don't know what it is. It's so good. I love this bronzer. Next time, because I will buy this again, I'll probably get the smaller one just because this has lasted me. I've had this for probably 3 or 4 years. I got this, I think it was on sale for like $15 at Ulta during their 21 Days of Beauty. I would still buy it at full price though, because I feel like this is a really nice contour powder for me. But I know a lot of people love it. I feel like this is like one of Benefit's like cult favorites. So I'm going to hang on to that one because I still really like it. I told you, I don't think I'm going to declutter that many of these. This one I'm going to declutter though. This is from Femme Couture. This is the Get Perfect Color Adjusting Powder in the shade Universal Bronzer. This was gifted to me by Sally Beauty. I liked it, but I don't love it. And the texture of it is kind of weird. It's very, it's like tough feeling. It's like a nice bronzer. It turns like very red toned on me though. Like I used to love this. When I first got it, I was like, oh, this is the shit. But the more that I used it, I just fell out of love with it. So I'm going to pass this one on, but it's easily accessible at Sally Beauty. I know a lot of people have Sally Beauties near them. The shade of it, it works for me. It's just, I don't know. I just don't really reach for it. Melanie asked, I'm very confused on the difference between contouring and bronzing. Could you do a video explaining it and where to put the contour versus the bronzer? Or does anyone in the chat know of a good video? The best way I could explain, like when I say I contour and I bronze, I contour to like chisel out my cheekbones and I use a more neutral tone, like bronzing powder or contour powder. I'm going to say contour powder because that's what I would call it. I would use a contour powder to like chisel out and really define my cheekbones. But then my bronzer is what I use. Like when you see me use this Sephora, the number 92 brush, you guys see me, I think, use this a lot for my bronzer. This is what I use to really give my skin warmth. So it's like my skin will look really flat when I have like my foundation and everything on. The contour will kind of chisel everything out. But then when I want to blend out my contour and then give myself a little bit more warmth, I'll put this with my bronzer. And you'll see, like, as I swatch and everything, I'll kind of specify. I'll show you, like, two next to each other. So I use, like, my neutral tones or my cooler tones. I use neutral because cool tones look like shit on my face. So I'll go in with this to really chisel out. This is the Nars Eita brush. Insanely expensive brush. There's like an Amazon dupe for like $4, but this is amazing. I love this brush. If you struggle with contour, this is like the best brush on the planet. But this is like a $55 brush. So what I did was I started with that $4 brush to see if I liked like the structure of it because it's so similar to this. And then I fell in love with it. So that's why I bought the Nars one. So it's like I'll chisel out with this because it's very precise. It's very thin and it just kind of, you have the ability to chisel it out. But then it's like, okay, now I need to give myself back warm. I'll take my Sephora 92 and I'll just kind of dust the bronzer like all over like my cheekbones, my jawline. I just basically go over all the areas where I contoured just a tiny bit higher. So it's like you have the contour and then your bronzer and then your blush is a little bit higher. But I could do a video on it if you guys want to see. Or I could just do like a tutorial or something, like a get ready with me, and I'll just kind of specify that. That's very helpful. Profusion has a brush similar to the Nars. It's nice. Ooh, where do you get Profusion? I'll have to check that out. Anyways, Sephora 92, this is my favorite bronzer brush right now. And the Nars Eita, this is my favorite contour. Next one, where was I? Let's go with, we'll do Makeup Geek. This is the Bronze Luster in the shade Tawny. So this, I'll show you here, because this one's very warm tone. So this is going to have the more reddish undertones, very bronzy. So I'll show you. So we have, hold on. Let me get this off my hand and I'll pull up two to really show you the differences, what I look for undertones and everything. Let me find, I'll compare it to my Nars Laguna because I feel like I'll just compare it to the next one, the Collab Makeup. This isn't really, No, this is, I would say, more cool toned. This reminds me a lot of the Marc Jacobs Omega Bronzer. So this is going to be the Collab Makeup Sun Obsession Bronzer, Sculpting Bronzer in the shade Major. See how this one's more cooler toned or more neutral? And this one has a lot of redness and warmth in it. That's where I talk about, like, this I would use, the Collab Makeup one. I would use this for contour. And then this is the one I would use for my bronzer. So my Makeup Geek one. So I'll swatch these both because I'm going to keep both of these because I that was like and love in the same word. Oh my God. You can tell I haven't done a video in a couple days. So this is going to be what I would contour with. And then with this one, I would bronze because it has a lot more warmth to it. I hope you can see it because I know my light is bright as fuck. But you see how it has, like, this is more red tone. It's going to give me the warmth. This is going to be more of like a definer definition type of powder. So I'm going to keep both of these because I really like them. I think the new, like the rebrand of Makeup Geek, I don't think they changed that. I'll have to ask. I'll have to like DM Marlena or something and see if they changed the formulas at all. Because if they didn't, I mean, I could just keep this one because I do really like this one. I use this more for in the summertime just because it's a little much. It's just a little bit too dark for me right now, but I could still make it work as long as I use like a really light hand. So I'm going to keep both of these for now. This one may end up getting decluttered. We'll see. Did I see somebody ask about why I keep everything in the boxes? Because I'm that bitch, that's why. I thought I saw that comment earlier before I got into reading the contour and bronzer one. Okay, next one. We'll go with MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural Powder in the shade Give Me Sun. Desi Perkins made me buy it. She always wore this. She always looks like a glowing goddess angel, and I love her. I don't necessarily love this product. I really like the packaging, though. The packaging is super bougie. I like that it's magnetic like this is. So satisfying. Love that. Love the packaging on it. It's like classic MAC. It's got a little mirror in there. But this one is hella orange. Very, very orange. I got a lot of it on like the upper part of my finger. But this is the one, I'll reach for this in the summertime. And that's really the only time that I'll use it because of how orange it is. So I'm going to hang on to this for my summer bronzer. I'm going to save the best for last. So Hourglass, you're just going to come right up here because you guys see that one all the fucking time. Next one's going to be Becca Cosmetics Sunlit Bronzer in the shade of Panama Sun. This is another bronzer for summertime. It's so dark. Like, this is when I'm at my absolute darkest. I'll reach for this one. I love the formula of these. Becca slays it when it comes to powders. They're so just creamy and nice and just glorious. But you can see how dark that one is. It's so dark. I don't know what I was thinking, but I can make it work. It's just how heavy of a hand that I use. You know what I mean? So I could still use this now. I don't, because it's so dark and I want my life to be a little bit easier. It's just a nice bronzer. I love it. A lot of people were talking about this. I don't know. It's like, what's happening with Becca? I have so many questions. So many questions. They need to come out with something that's just knocks all of our socks off and makes us all fall in love with them again. Because am I the only one that's having like a major snooze fest for Becca lately? And I love them so much. Come on, Becca. Okay, best contour powder like of all time. The Marc Jacobs Omega Bronzer in the shade Fantastic. I like this one because I could use it. I think I'm almost hitting pan on this one. I could use this as a bronzer or a contour. This is the one I reach for a lot at my skin tone right now, just because of how buildable this is. It's just such a perfect contour for me, but I could use it for contour and bronzer depending on how much warmth I want on my skin. It's perfection. It's so excessive. Look how dirty the mirror is. Oh my God. It's so excessive. This will last you forever. So it's like a $40+ contour powder. Worth every single penny. Like, I would buy this again, but I don't know if this is correct or not. I'm hearing that the formula changed on these because this is the original one. What's going on with all these formula changes with these brands happening right now? Because I hope that they didn't change it because this one was so bomb. I think I got this 2 or 3 years ago. Still going strong. I use it all the damn time. Not getting rid of that one. I'm here for the Hourglass. Girl, me too. I'm here for all the Hourglass. Okay, next one's going to be from Sephora. This is the Sephora Los Cabos. What the hell is this even called? I think it's just like the bronzer or something. I forget. I think it was Kathleen Lights that was talking about this. It was a lot more cooler / neutral than I thought it was going to be. So this is another one I like for like my skin tone right now. So I'm going to hang on to this one as well. I feel like I have a pretty good balance of what I have for when I'm deeper and lighter with my contours and bronzers. I don't know. I love the fact I'm kind of spoiled because I am neutral toned. I can make like all of these work at any point in time. You know, I'm spoiled. I know. I'm sorry. But this one I'm going to keep. I love the formula of these. I hate the packaging, but it's a pretty inexpensive bronzer / contour. They have more shades in these. I don't like the packaging. That's the only downfall of this. That Sephora packaging front looks like that. Formula changes. I caught onto that one, right? It's like, what the fuck is going on with all these formula changes? But I have heard that though. I heard that recently that the Marc Jacobs did change. So I'll have to look into that, but I hope it didn't. Okay, let me get these Wet n Wild ones out of the way. I'm gonna declutter these. I'm getting rid of like everything Wet n Wild, but it's because of how old these are. Like I'm telling you, I've had these for so long. These ones, I don't feel like these are as beginner friendly, like the powders themselves, but you can see how used these are. Now, I bought both of these because I think this is Dolce de Leche. I liked the shade of this one for the contour, but then I wanted the brightening with the banana shade here. Like this banana shade's so good, but this is a really nice bronzer. So we have bronzer. This is it's Caramel Toffee, I think is the name of it. And then this one's going to be the contour shade that I would use. So you can see there, very warm tone, more neutral to cool tone. That's just what I like. But the reason that I say I don't think these are very beginner friendly, I mean, it's only makeup and these are super inexpensive. So if this isn't like the price point, try them out. But I don't think that the powders themselves are beginner friendly because it's like a very little goes a long way. And you can go overboard very quickly with these. And then, again, I hate the fucking packaging on these. They're so bulky. I mean, granted, they're thin, so that's nice. But it takes up so much room. And I feel like these break so easily as well. You know what I mean? So, again, Wet n Wild, I would happily pay more money for better packaging. Come on, Wet n Wild, give me something. Okay, next one's going to be Urban Decay Beach Bronzer. I love this bronzer. And look at this packaging. How fucking cute is this packaging? I don't even know if this is available anymore either, but I'm not getting rid of it. This is the shade Bronze. This is another one that I love for the summertime. It's just a really nice matte bronzer. It's so good. Everybody was talking about this one as well. They all look the fucking same, don't they? Oh my God. It's just, they're all different tones. They're all different finishes. I feel like most of the ones that I've talked about, though, are like matte finishes. And then we'll get into why I love this one so much. Next one, I'm only going to get rid of this one because this bothers me so much, the packaging. I hate the bulkiness of this packaging, but my packaging broke, so that's why I'm going to declutter this one. But this is such a bomb-ass bronzer. Oh my God, the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. One of the best bronzers at the drugstore. But with this one, I have the shade, is it Deep Dark? Deep Bronzer. That's the shade I have. They've expanded the range since then. I think this was the second shade that they did. This is my perfect bronzer shade. But if you don't like heavily fragrant products, you will just don't get this because it smells like pina coladas. It's so fragrant. To me, it doesn't linger. Like I don't smell pina coladas all day when I put it on my face. But when you when I open it like this, I smell it. It's very, very heavily fragranced. But I hate the packaging because it's so bulky. But I'll buy another one of these because it's a bomb bronzer. Physicians Formula, though, they're always on sale. They have, I think, are they having a sale right now? I thought they were having like 40% off site-wide or something like that. They're always on sale. I buy mine at Ulta or on the Physicians Formula website. Highly recommend. It's just this packaging. It doesn't close anymore, so we'll just have to buy a new one. Probably when I run out of another bronzer because I have way too many. Okay, next one. This is from Pretty Vulgar. This is the Bronze Bee Bronzer, number 113 Bronze Mannequin. I like this, but I don't love it. I'm going to hang on to it because I really like the packaging on it. I actually fully panned the butter bronzer. God damn. That's impressive. I don't love this formula, but I find myself oddly reaching for it a lot. I think it's because the tone of it I really like. It reminds me of like Benefit Hoola. I should probably like swatch these all next to each other. They look, they look so similar, but they're just a little bit different. Heather, what's up, girl? Leave a comment too as we're going through these, like as we're almost done. What's your guys' favorite bronzer? What's your guys' favorite contour? Like favorite one of all time, and go. I'm going to keep both of these because I have both in my hand. It's a weird formula. The formula of it kind of reminds me of, I don't know, like it's silky, but it's kind of, it feels messy. Like it has a lot of kick up when you stick your bronzer or your brush in it. I started reading a comment. Oh my God, I'm a train wreck tonight. Why do you guys watch my videos? I'm just wondering. It's very silky feeling. Like it feels so nice. It's just when you stick your brush in there, it's just like powder fast. It goes everywhere. So I'm going to still hang on to this because I do really like the tone of it. It even reminds me tone-wise of like the Marc Jacobs, but it's because they're so close. Yes, video on contouring and bronzing. I'll have to do that. Or I'll just have to start. I really want to start like being more specific in my, like, I should just resort back to doing tutorials because I really like doing tutorials. People just never watch them though. Marc Jacobs bronzer, Hoola, and now Matte Give Me Sun. And I talked about every single one of those already. My favorite bronzer is Hourglass. Always reach for it. Yes, bitch. Hourglass Diffuse Light. Hourglass and Marc Jacobs. Favorite is Hourglass Diffuse Bronze Light. Y'all in my britches. You guys know what's up with that Hourglass. Okay, we'll get our bougie as fuck ones out of the way, and then we'll talk about our fave. So we have the Tom Ford bronzers, the ultimate bronzers. I have the shade 02 Terra and 01 Gold Dust. I would never pay $100 for these. These, I was so lucky enough to have these gifted to me. I truly don't understand the hype over these. Honestly. Holy fuck, those are huge. Right? It's so bougie. Okay, you're paying for the name. It's so bougie. It's so extra. I love that about it. But the formula itself, it's nice, but it's not $100 nice. Like, that's fucking ridiculous. You know, it's crazy. So this is going to be, I'm going to try not to blind you guys with my mirror. Oh, you rich. They were gifted to me. I love the Hourglass bronzer, but since I received Scott Barnes' palette, okay, give us the tea on that Scott Barnes palette. Like, is it life-changing? Because I feel like I need it. But clearly, looking at my collection, I don't need it. So this is going to be the shade Gold Dust. So Gold Dust is going to be a lot more warm tone than Terra. Terra, I would use more, I would use them, how would I use these? I would use Terra as like a contour and bronzer. With Gold Dust, I would only use that as a bronzer because of how warm tone it is. The packaging is beautiful. Packaging is stunning. Like 10 out of 10. Could not have done this better. But $100, I don't know. I guess it's because I'm not that impressed with the formula on it. It's a baked bronzer, so it's a little bit more tough. Like, granted, it's beautiful, but it's not, it comes down to it's $100 fucking dollars. You know, you know what I mean? I guess at least it's big for $100. Yes. I think I just compare it to like the Marc Jacobs. And the Marc Jacobs to me is better and it's less expensive. The packaging is like just as cute. You get just as, I think Terra and the Marc Jacobs are going to be very similar. Hold on. I think all the pan sizes might be bigger. You might get more with the Marc Jacobs. Okay, they're not similar at all. I lied. This has a little bit more, I think a little bit more warmth than this one. I don't know. They're like both like a perfect neutral, it seems like. It has a little bit of warmth, but a little bit of coolness, you know? Actually, I think this one's more neutral, the Marc Jacobs one. But still, it's like this one I reach for so much more. And I don't know, maybe it's just like a mind game for me. Maybe I don't reach for this just because I know how expensive it is. But it's like, I think it's just because the hype And it's not like a silky powder or anything. Like, it doesn't feel luxurious, you know, like it only feels luxurious because of the packaging. But when I touch, like, I would expect to touch this and like be like, oh, it's so like buttery and creamy, and it's not, because it's baked. So it's very tough. It's a very tough formula. I think it'd be ideal if you're like somebody that likes a very buildable contour or a buildable bronzer. I don't know. It's nice, but I would never. Yeah, it'd have to be a perfect bronzer for $100, and I think that's why I'm just like, I don't understand, because it's not perfect. I think the smaller sizes, but the smaller sizes are still like $50. I would strongly suggest. Granted, this is not a matte bronzer. Look how used and abused this is. This is when you know it's good. It's good as fuck. The Hourglass Luminous Bronze Light Bronzer. I think that those little divots right there, that's me hitting pan, because these are a big formula too, but these feel, oh my God. It feels silky. It's so gorgina. But this is going to be the bronzer that has like a luminous finish to it. When you swatch it, you're like, it ain't shit. Like, why are these so hyped up? It's when you put it on your face. I'm telling you, I've said it so many times. I said it in my blush declutter. I'm having the hardest time talking tonight. I'm sorry, you guys. This is what happens. Like, when you go like any lengthy period of time, which it's only been like a week, when you film consistently or do videos consistently, you talk so much better. But since I don't really talk at work, I always like fumble over my words. It's crazy. It's just, if I were to recommend any bronzer, if you're looking for something that's not a matte finish, because this is not going to give you a matte finish. You could see like the swirls where that's like the finishing powder. It's like a luminous type of powder, but it's not over the top luminous. It's like an angel came down and kissed your face. It's gorgeous. Anytime that I did freelancing, this was always the bronzer that I used, from the fairest of fair to, I would say, like tan skin tones. If you are more fair or light complexion, it's going to look very orange on you, but there are like a whole range of these bronzers. They do sell smaller sizes, because I think this is like $40 now. I would gladly pay $40 for another one of these versus spending $100 on the Tom Ford bronzer, because I feel like, I don't know, I love the aesthetic of Hourglass. I'm such an Hourglass whore. You guys know this if you've been watching my videos. I love Hourglass products. It's because it's like a whole nother experience. And it's just, it's stunning. I'm telling you. This is like, anytime I'm wearing makeup, I feel like this is what you guys see me use. It's the one that I always reach for. It never fails me. I just had, I think it was Parnica asked me if I feel like the Hourglass one is user-friendly or if it's like beginner-friendly. To me it is, but it's because I've been using it for 5 years. And I've been using this one for 5 years, and it's still going strong. So it's worth, to me, the investment that I made buying this. You know, Sarah, Hourglass could do no wrong in my book. For real, like, I feel like between Hourglass and Charlotte Tilbury, they're the two most consistent brands, and I know they're more expensive. But if they're consistent brands, I don't care about spending the money. You know what I mean? That's just how I look at it. I know some people are always on the hunt for like the best, if you're looking for the best bronzer at the drugstore, I would say Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. If you're looking for a matte formula, I even feel like this one, it might even give you like a matte / satin finish maybe. But I think that this is probably the best bronzer that I've personally found at the drugstore. I'm like looking through my other stuff. Yeah, I think that's going to be my favorite. They are worth the extra money though. Yeah, like if you look at, I think it was Beauty Deals BFF. She did like an Hourglass product breakdown on what you pay for like the mini size versus what you actually pay for gram. I think it's by gram is how she does it. You get such a better value buying the bigger sizes of these. And like I'm telling you, Luminous Bronze Light, it fits my skin tone all year long. You see me use it all the time. I cannot say enough good things about this bronzer. I honestly can't. It's perfection to me. It's user-friendly for sure. It's not matte, but it's also not glittery or shimmery. It looks healthy. Yes, it's like, yes, you just nailed it by saying that. It's just like the perfect, I woke up like this. I had the best sex of my life. I'm a glowing goddess. Or maybe I got pregnant. That's like how it makes your face look to me. It looks stunning. Beautiful. Do you think you lean more towards powder or cream liquid lately, or do you change it up seasonally? Lately, I still do both. Like, I'll lay down my liquids first. I find myself liking what the liquids look like on my skin better, especially now because my skin's so dry right now because I live in New York. I work in a crane, so I work in like forced air. So think about sitting in like an airplane for 12 plus hours. That's basically like my work environment where it's forced air all the time, whether it's heating or air conditioning, and it's like a small space. And then I get out of work, and then I do my skincare and stuff, but that can only take me so far, you know? So it's like, I like the look of the creams and stuff on me. My top recommendation for contour, definitely Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I don't even think I said the whole thing. The Hollywood Contour one in the shade Light Medium, that's the one that I use. If you're looking for a cream bronzer, because this is going to be what I would say for contour. If you're looking for a bronzer, I would say the Fast Base Stick Foundation from Makeup Revolution. If they have a bronzer shade for you, yes, Anna Marie, that's what I do. That's my real job. Or the Milk Makeup Baked Bronzer. I really like this one too. And I got the mini size because I hadn't tried it before. And I know that I won't go through a full size right off the bat. At least I don't think so. So I got this one to try it. You didn't know Brit's a badass. Kara! Oh my God. I listened through the live stream that Barry did today. So fucking cute. And he was like telling everybody how much he loved us. I was so mad I had to miss it though. Oh my God. I was so mad. I had so much stuff to do because I had a bridal shower, or not a bridal shower. I had a bridal expo yesterday. I was so not prepared for it. I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off. I was like, God damn it, I can't even tune in. Oh my God, he's the sweetest thing ever. He's the bomb.com. I fucking love it. I'm fucking late, y'all. And we're done. We're done. But you'll have to watch the playback. So that's going to be it for my contour / bronzer declutter. I only got rid of like 3. Hold on. Let me get all the ones that I'm getting rid of. Wild Wild, don't come for me. I love you, but shit, give us some better packaging, goddammit. Is this all I'm decluttering? No, there was 2 more things. This is it. That's all I'm decluttering. So, if you're into satisfying declutters, this probably wasn't the one for you, but it was fun. It was fun to kind of chit-chat. We got a little lesson on how I take on bronzers and contours. 48 watching and 14 likes. Come on, y'all. I know, right? What are the giant white compacts? These are the $100 Tom Ford ones that I think are not worth it. I mean, they're so extra and so bougie. The packaging is fire, but I got these as a gift, so I would never pay full price for these. Never in a fucking million years. Because this is how I look at it. If I were to walk into a store, wherever the hell they sell these, because I don't even know, and if I touched it, I'd be like, no, that feels like shit. That's how because they're baked, but they're not like creamy and smooth. At least mine are. If you have a different experience than I do, please let me know. Because maybe these are older too. I've had them for a while, but I don't ever reach for them. But I don't know. Maybe I don't reach for them because they're like so beautiful to look at. Bougie. How do you spell that word? It's so many different ways. Macy's sells Tom Ford. I never see Tom Ford in my Macy's. My area sucks though. What colors are the Tom Ford bronzers? I have Terra, which is this one. And then I have, what was it? Gold Dust? Gold Dust. Those are the shades that I have. I like Terra better than Gold Dust. This one's very, very like orangey warm tone. I like Gold Dust much better. You forgot to put the other 2 Wet n Wilds in the... Oh, yes! Yep, these I'm getting rid of too. Good call, because I almost forgot. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 7 things we're getting rid of. Everything else we're keeping for now. Do you guys want me to do like a full-blown makeup collection tour, like all of my entire collection when I'm done with this declutter? Just in case, like, you don't want to watch the declutter itself, you know? Are they the Soleil ones or the older ones? Good question. They're the ultimate bronzers. This is what the box looks like. It just says the ultimate bronzer. Is that the old one? I'm surprised you don't have the Tom Ford cream bronzer duo thingy everyone raves about. Is that the, like, the stick thing? Is that what it is? I want to buy more from Tom Ford, but I'm just like, I don't know. I want to see stuff like maybe I'll love it. I don't know. Maybe I'm like that just because it's so expensive, you know? Dude, I watch people declutter their effing spice rack. I love declutter. I did such a good job on, what was it, my concealers. My concealers was a good declutter. I only kept like, did I only keep like 6 or 7? I did real fucking good with my concealers. That was my best one so far. But I'm not like on a mission to declutter like as many as possible. I'm just like, if I'm not reaching for them, or if I don't, it's more of if I don't see myself reaching for it. Because a lot of the bronzers that I talked about today, I was like, okay, I don't reach for it, but I think I will now that I'm starting to, because I was like almost, oh my God, this is probably so annoying for you guys to listen to me put things back in my boxes. It was like, I was so focused on getting a handle on, because I'm such like a creature of like habit and like routine when it comes to my makeup. So I was trying to make sure that I did like all of my creams, and then I would forget to do my powder. So it's like I'm relearning. I'm still relearning my entire, like, what do you call it? Routine again. So I'm like, okay, now I'm to the point where I'm actually remembering to do that. $100 for a bronzer. I better knock my socks off, then do the dishes, and then fold your laundry after. Hourglass. That's the one. That's mine right there. Last year they came out with a Soleil line that was supposed to be more luminous. Oh. So do they still sell like the ultimate ones? Is this the one that everybody raves about? Because I thought that they were. But maybe I'm wrong. The Jouer concealer has become one of my favorite concealers. I have been wanting to try that because I think Samantha March is the one that loves that one as well. Smaller version is $75. Bigger one is well over $100 now. Oh, damn. Shit. Yeah, I wouldn't buy it. I would say buy the Hourglass one because it's better. At least to me it is. In my opinion. To my preference. This is my number one bronzer in my collection. So, if you guys like this video, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up, tweet it out, share it out, do all that sort of shit. Make sure you guys leave a comment on what your guys' favorite, like favorite bronzer or contour or palette, favorite one of all time. Highlighters are going to be next, so I'll probably have a video between now and then, because I've been putting these up every other video pretty much. So make sure you guys turn on your post notifications. I'm trying to post them like ahead of time. Tonight's was a hot mess because I forgot to connect my camera. Most people I've heard rave about the newer one. I'll have to look into that because I was always like, wait, Rochelle, I need to try the Fenty ones. Real quick, did anybody see that Fenty's doing the cream line, like cream bronzers, cream blushes? I almost shit my pants. I can't wait. And I'm like eyeing so hard that the yellow blush. Oh my God. I saw that and I was just like, oh, Fenty, you're coming for my wallet so hard right now. I cannot wait for those. When do those launch? Does anybody know? Oh, thank you, Susan. I ordered the new cart. Wow. I ordered the new Tarte cream bronzer. Did you get the full size? I think they have a mini size too, right? My favorite is Marc Jacobs, but I want more luminous ones, so I'm definitely getting an Hourglass one. Girl, it's the bomb.com. I have the shade Luminous Bronze Light, but I saw that a couple others in here in the chat were saying that they like other shades as well. So just find what one fits your skin tone the best. Oh, well, I tagged you in it. I knew you'd love them. Oh my God, I almost shit myself. I was like, oh, yes, bitch. I can't wait for the creams from Fenty, but I love cream products. Same. I have very oily skin, so I'm scared of cream products. As long as you set them, like, you'll be good. I'm telling you, though. If you haven't not watched my Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk video, Go to that video right after this because those are so fucking gorgina. I could not say it enough. So I'm going to leave on that note. Go watch that video. Oh, they're so good. Highly recommend the Charlotte Tilbury. Yeah, I think that's it for tonight. Next up will be highlighters. I don't know what video I'm going to put up between now and then, but turn on your notifications, subscribe, all that fun shit. Don't forget to thumbs up on your way out, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!